Welcome to Golf Talk. Today we're going to be reviewing results of the April major events. We're going to be talking about upcoming events, and we will be introducing you to a special guest. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm your host, Pat White, and joining me today is Casey Flenniken, Director of Golf, and our special guest, Jon North. Jon, thanks for coming. And if you're wondering, Wells is not here because he's in Washington, D.C. at Golf Day 2024 Superintendent's Conference. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Jon North, how'd you come to Tellico Village? Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your personal life.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for being able to be here today representing golf maintenance in Tellico Village and Wells for Wells McClure, who is at National Golf Day today in Washington, D.C. A little bit about myself personally. I was born in Cleveland, Tennessee, where we lived till age 9. I was age 9. We moved to Morristown, Tennessee, which is where my parents and 3 siblings still reside. I'm married. Holly and I will be celebrating our 24 years this month.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And we have 2 children, Samuel, who is a freshman at the University of Tennessee, finishing up his first year there, and a daughter, Lillian, that is at Carter High School in East Knox County, which is where we live. So that's a bit about myself personally. As far as professionally, I'm considered a Class A superintendent designated by the GCSAA. I'm a 21-year member of the Golf Course Superintendents Association. I received a degree in 1999 and a Bachelor of Science in Ornamental Horticulture and Landscape Design from the University of Tennessee, with an emphasis on plant and soil science. I started my career at Ford's Colony Country Club. I landed a job in Williamsburg, Virginia, where there was a Dan Maples 54-hole resort course that had the last 9, the final phase of a grow-in or establishment of 9 holes, and I participated in that. Shortly after seeing that project through, my wife and I married. She finished a master's degree at the University of Tennessee in audiology. She moved up to Williamsburg. We were there for a very short stint upon being married when I got a call from Atlanta, Georgia, Ansley Golf Club Setting Down Creek course, which is one of Georgia's finest private clubs. I think it's typically right around 12th, 13th in the state. When you consider the golf courses in the state of Georgia, that's a pretty good ranking. I spent 7 years at Setting Down, invaluable years of just learning project management, as well as hosting several national and state events. Hosted the 105th U.S. Women's Amateur Championship, the NCAA East Regional Championship, as well as many U.S. Open qualifiers there. So it was just a very good experience for me. From there, I moved on to a 27-hole course just north a little bit of Setting Down called the Golf Club at Bradshaw Farm, where I spent the next 5 seasons. I forgot to talk a little bit about my internships. When I was back at UT, I did 2 internships, one at the honors course and one at Cherokee Country Club, which is where Chris Sykes was superintendent. So that's kind of the connection that I formed there. In 2011, we moved back to Tennessee, just life circumstances. We had 2 children at the time. We moved back to be a little bit closer to family, and I reconnected with Chris Sykes, who was superintendent at Tola. In 2018, I came on board as assistant superintendent, and through changes that have happened, now am the head superintendent at Tola.
Well, good, very good. We're really glad to have you. You've done a great job at Tola. We had 3 major events in the month of April. Big events.
Yep.
Can you tell us the results?
Absolutely. So we had our beautification event, benefiting the beautification of all 3 golf courses, and we had about 80 players for that event, and they raised over $7,000. So each course will get $2,333, which is the most they've ever gotten.
Now this is to the beautification committee.
Correct, the beautification committee.
Property owners.
Yep, for them to, yes, exactly, for them to utilize the funds however they'd like.
Good.
You'll see them in flower beds, mulch beds, that kind of thing. We also had our all vendor demo day, which was the site of our last golf talk.
Right.
That day raised we made over $32,000 in club sales. Yeah, we did 4 hours, gave away the food, and, we did on-site golf talk. That was really neat. We were a little cold. We're thinking about maybe a date change, wait another week or two.
No,
Last year was rain, this year was in the 40s. So when you think about raising that much money or making that much money in that kind of temperature, really proud of that. And then our final event was our Timeless Teleco annual gala. So they, as we've discussed in Golf Talk, all those funds that they are raising are going to go straight to the Tenacity practice amenity. I spoke at that event. I feel like it went really well. Yeah. So we're kind of getting the ball. That was kind of the kickoff of the plans for the Tenacity practice amenity, and we're really excited about.
There was a fourth major event that I neglected to ask, or you neglected to put on there. You've played in a major tournament.
I did. I competed in the National PGA Professional Championship. That's a mouthful there of a tournament title. It's 312 of the top qualifiers from each section. So Tennessee is its own section. We have about 500 members, and I was fortunate enough to win our sectional qualifier, our state championship. That was last August. And then, so I competed in the national championship where there's 312 players. You'll cut to 70, so they cut, 242 people? So it's a huge cut. It's actually the biggest professional golf tournament in the world. And then I was fortunate enough to make the cut and was hovering around that tied for 44th number after the cut was made. And the top 20 play in the PGA Championship against tour players. And of course, naturally, I finished tied for 21st. Missed by one shot, one person. We got some clips from that week.
Funny,
it was,
John.
Yeah, no, it was when I lost some sleep over that one. It's a hard one to swallow, but great experience. The wind blew 30 miles an hour every shot I hit. There was only one person under par for the entire event. So I'm really, really thankful to be able to go represent Teleco at that national level.
So I played Tola a couple of times in the last month, and I noticed last year there was a major change on number 18 at the dog leg, under the trees on the right. This year I've noticed number 2 prior to going over the hill on the left. What did you guys do, and why did you do that?
Well, anytime that we look to do a course improvement project, we try to answer 3 questions. 1, is it going to improve the playability of the hole? 2, is it going to improve the aesthetics of the hole? We want it to look good, especially since we're a golf course surrounded by a community. And 3, we want to make sure that we're not making it harder on ourselves from a golf maintenance standpoint. So I think in doing holes 18 and 2, we answer all those questions. I'll kind of go to hole number 2. For a long time, I've felt like it's one of the more beautiful holes as far as the layout, the lay of the land, and the way it rolls down the hill and back up to the green. But driving down the cart path, I just was not happy with the way it looked. So we kind of used 18 as an experiment to see how the Palisades zoysia, which is the grass that we selected, it's a grass that will tolerate, it's a warm season grass that will tolerate shade. And so we selected that grass. It was brought in from Memphis. It performed really well for us on 18. It solved a lot of problems as far as mulch washing out constantly. We could go mulch and 3 days later have an event, a rain event, that would wash all the mulch down to the fairway. And then the next thing we know, the neighbors that are on the opposite side of the fairway looking at it were calling us, what are you going to do about the mulch washing? And it's just a really time-consuming process to clean up. So. But back to number 2, we decided we wanted to select that grass for hole number 2, seeing that it did well in 18 and improve the playability. And so we laid the irrigation out during the wintertime and brought the sod in, and on April the 9th, I believe, is when we laid that. It's doing really well. It's starting to hill in. We are cart path only for the time being until we get roots good enough to where we feel like we're established and where we can let the carts go out. But it will remain probably for another month or so, cart path only. Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Oh,
it is gorgeous and it's much more playable. So normally in this golf talk, we update people on upcoming events and just generally what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the end of April, we obviously did our rounds report, check in how we're doing, and we're almost right on budget. We did about 27 more rounds than budget, so right at budget, which leaves us at 2,200 rounds for the year, more than budget.
We've had some tough weather in there too.
We did have some tough weather in there, and you know that 2,200 still includes January when we had 10 days of course closure. But what I really look at, Pat, is the variance from 2023 when we did our historic 116,636 rounds, the most we've ever done on all 3 golf courses, and we're only 73 rounds behind last year.
Wow.
So the ball's rolling. You know, as you mentioned, we've had some bad weather, but I think we're doing a better job than ever making sure that we maximize our yield, meaning we get the most out of our available tee times. So that sometimes we get creative around shotguns of getting more 9-hole play out. And I think a lot of it too, I give our assistant golf professional at Tenasseee, Lucas Forstrom, some credit here. He really does a nice job on golftelegovillage.com of updating that website.
Right.
So our members can go on there and see where our events are, and now their requests are a lot more efficient, if you will, and able to really get the placement they need.
Well, we've talked about golfers being Chelsea savvy
for
before.
sure.
You almost missed the word. Thanks.
For sure, they are, and that's good. That makes the operation go, right? The staff not having to deal with Chelsea, near as much. We're happy to, but that allows us to do some other things, and our members understand the system and the software and use it to what it's made for.
Very good. And calendar of events.
Yep, so we now have Saturday, May 18th at Tola as our Lions Club. There's some spots open for that, so get in there, get signed up for that. We will have May 20th through 23rd. We're still hosting the Tennessee Golf Association's senior and super senior 4-ball at Kahidi. That'll be a Monday through Thursday event. And then we go into June, we're about to hit member guest. So that's June 12th through the 15th, utilizing Kahidi and Tola. So that's outside of our other shotguns and our scrambles and our couples formats. So we're rolling, and we're really proud of the product that these guys give. I know our members and our patrons enjoy it, and so we continue to work as a team, and I think our symbiotic staffing, the way we work together as an operations and a maintenance team, are second to none.
Outstanding. We have got 3 outstanding courses. Casey just gave you a compliment on that. Your team does much more than just cutting grass and pin placement and raking bunkers. You have a knowledge base that you have to keep up with. How do you sustain that in your part of this golf operation at Tellico Village?
Well, we are very fortunate to have 3 really good teams that all can combine forces when the job is needed to be done. I feel very fortunate in that I've got 4 guys on my staff that are all interested in pursuing golf course maintenance, turf maintenance as a career. These guys, you're right, they're not just out mowing grass. They're the eyes and ears of the golf course superintendent and the assistant superintendent, because we can't cover 100 acres every morning. And so we rely on our staff to be knowledgeable about potential problems. We ask them to be problem solvers, really. But the 4 guys that we've got interested, they just kind of came to us. I can recall the first one was a neighbor to Chris Sykes, and he said, I want to do something with golf, and Chris brought him in. He said, I want you to meet Jon North, and I want you to meet Tyler Teese, who was here at the time at Tola, and just hear a little bit about their story. So we were able to share our story with one of the guys, and we gave them the opportunity to join our staff. And from there, he just kind of took off, enrolled with the Penn State online turfgrass management program. He had a buddy that came on and is kind of following the same path.
Great.
Another individual that lives here in the village is doing the Penn State online program, and as well as my assistant, Drew Starnes. He's doing the Georgia online program. So those are 4 great guys, knowledgeable, hardworking individuals that I love having on the staff, and that's just a small portion of the 3 staffs that make up Tellico Golf Maintenance.
Well, that promotes the future of Tellico Village golf too.
Oh, it certainly does. And as we age and people move on, as you were saying earlier in a conversation beforehand, one of the guys that works for Public Works, you know, he is now a director of a large department of Public Works. He started in golf, and so it gives opportunity for guys not only here in the village, but wherever they want to go from here.
Yeah.
It's a great learning experience to be part of the Tellico Village.
So that would be Caleb.
Caleb, yep.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Caleb was once a golf maintenance employee, and now he's moved on, and so Tellico Village, culture breeds success.
Doing an outstanding job.
Yep.
Prior episodes of this golf talk, you've mentioned from time to time something called course ratings.
Yep.
And I've been thinking, what is that and what's it involve?
Absolutely. So golfers keep their handicap so that everything is fair. It's supposed to be fair, correct? And so using the GEN system, we want to make sure that all our golf courses have the correct golf course rating and slope rating. That's how our players and all our tournaments function. So Toqua's gone through, you know, a bunker project. I know that's been 5-6 years ago. Kahidi and Tanasi have done some new bunker renovations. I know that there's been multiple new yellow or forward tee boxes built. So we just want to go through all 3 golf courses and make sure that they're up to date. 2024, up to date. So now the golf committee and I and Wells feel like this is a great time to roll out a combo tee. So we're one of the biggest golf communities in the South. So we think our players should have more opportunities to play from different sets of tees. So when I say that, I'm talking about a blue/white combo tee.
Right.
For a player who was on the blue tees who might need to go to the white tees, or a player who might be on the white tees and they've gotten better and they're ready for a longer golf course.
Right.
And orange/white tee for that player that's either way. That ladder system can go either way. And then even a green/yellow combo tees. I know that we've got a lot of ladies and even senior men who have voiced that they would be interested in playing that tee. And those tees would also have their own rating. So now you're looking at new golf course ratings, new tees, new scorecards, everything. So we're hoping, our goal as a committee is to roll that out in July to get all that done. So be patient, but we've already kind of selected the holes and where we're going to go with that, so we're really excited about it.
And we have a handicap committee, correct?
We do.
And
we do.
It used to be headed by Howard Higbee.
Still is.
Okay,
Still is.
good deal.
Yep, Howard Higbee is the chair of that, and then you've got some influential people in each league, ladies and men's league, to make sure that everything we're doing is fair.
Right.
Yep.
We're entering the irrigation season. It's about to get hot. It's about to get dry. Tellico Village has an alternate watering day for homeowners to water their lawns and their flower beds, etc. And that information is available weekly on the Telegram. And as an example, my house number ends in an even number, so I water Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Every year, we see on social media, people find that the golf course does not follow that schedule. Why is that?
Well, so much has changed over the decades since I became a golf course professional back in the late 90s. But there have been developments through wetting agents, moisture probes, and just the technology has changed so much. I've always managed moisture very closely, and I feel like it's the number one ingredient to what makes a golf course great and playable. One of the things that we try to do, we'll check our greens for moisture every day, and we're adding water based on evapotranspiration rates. I doubt many homeowners are doing that. We're on a schedule with our wetting agents where when those are applied, we're basically every 2 weeks we're pumping those into the greens. And so I know you've probably gotten phone calls before, you know, why are the heads on? We just had an inch of rainfall. Why are the heads watering the greens? Well, it's more than likely we're watering in a wetting agent or another product that is targeting fungus below the soil. But there's always good reason that the golf course waters when they water. We don't take those decisions lightly. We try to make the best decisions possible, not only for golf itself, but for the environment as well.
But at the same time, I generate my home's water from LUB. People in Kahidi generate theirs from TAS. You don't get your water from either one of those.
No,
Where's your water come from?
Very fortunate that we get our water from Tellico Lake.
Okay.
And so all 3 courses are pulling from that source, and we don't have to pay for the water.
Yeah, we just pay for the pumps and the electricity.
The
and
electricity,
yeah.
that's right.
But it's
And
not affecting homeowners' water pressure.
No, not at all. And it's just like homeowners that live on the lake don't adhere to that even an odd watering day if they're pumping out of the lake as well,
Right.
right?
That's right. That's right.
So as an example for you, where is the pump that feeds Tola?
The pump station is located across Tola Road from the pond that sits on hole 10.
Yeah,
And so some people tend to think, oh, it's probably pulling out of the pond. No, there's an inlet that reaches out to the slough in the lake,
Yeah.
a cove out there that pulls directly from the lake. And so it's, its own system. It all originates right there at the pump house and disperses throughout the golf course, and would not affect in any way the community water.
and just for clarification, it doesn't feed the drinking fountains, does it?
It does not.
It smells a little fishy. And that ends this segment of Golf Talk. We would appreciate you hitting the like button to subscribe to Golf Talk and or Teleco Village Network on the YouTube channel. We would also greatly appreciate any comments of what you would like to see in the future on Golf Talk. Just add something on the comments. And we look forward to you joining us again next month. Yes! I think it's the first time I've ever done that. End of that. 2 in a row.
Right.